I hope all of you will agree that any given recipe, if you want the food to be really delicious, if the dish has to be something that even others will appreciate and relish, then obviously the ingredients in that goes has to be in a certain kind of measurement. Anything more of it or anything less of it will obviously spoil the dish. I hope we all can agree on this point. And it is the same when it comes to our thought process as well. Whenever we have the right kind of thought process, that is in terms of how much we think, or for how long we think about a certain thing, it really matters because it determines the quality of our mind. Just like the ingredients decide the quality of a dish, it is just the same way our thought process decides the quality of our mind. So we always have to take care that if we want a pleasant mind, if we want to have a peaceful heart, we must always keep a check on the kind of thought process we have. And of course, measurement comes into picture. That is how much energy and time and thoughts we put in a certain thing should also be, we need to be vigilant about all such things as well. So when I talk about measurement, that is when we can talk about overthinking. It is like there is a certain thing in life, and of course everything requires certain kind of thoughts and time and energy to be poured in. But when you do it overly, or when you stress yourself out and you are like you're being overcautious or you're overthinking about a certain thing, then believe me, it will not fetch anything good to us, but on the contrary, it will cause certain discomfort in our lives. And yes, as the title suggests, let us discuss the evils of overthinking. I'm not saying that overthinkers are bad. For me, personally speaking, I feel overthinkers are very sensitive, and they are people who cannot hurt others, which is such a plus point in them. But then, the evils of overthinking means something that's done overly obviously has got consequences. So, of course, overthinking also has got a negative side to it, and that is what we will try and explore in this content. Hi, I'm Vaishnavi, and my channel is Homemaking Motivation. And apart from showing you guys how to keep the house clean and organized, I love to talk about the mental health aspect of all of us. So if you like such kind of contents, then do check my channel, and there are various topics that I have covered regarding mental health, and I hope you will like it. So if you're new and you like it, then please do consider to subscribe to my channel, and if you're already a part of this beautiful community, then please welcome back. So without any further ado, let's see what is in today's content. Overthinking doesn't come alone. It comes with an entire package. And when you open the box of this overthinking, the first thing that pops out is anxiety. Yes, overthinking comes with a lot of anxiety. It's like, overthinkers are always bothered by the fear of being hurt. They feel that, anything that they take up or any situation that they will face, they feel that, they don't want to get hurt. They're being overcautious. Let's face the fact that anything that we take up or anything that we are facing in our lives, we cannot have a control over anything. It's like either predestined, or it's like kind of we just create it for ourselves. As long as we are careful, obviously we are going to have some peaceful moments in life, and we can secure a good future if we are careful, calculative, and if we are good planners. Of course it will help us, but that doesn't mean we have the control of over everything in life, right? It doesn't happen. There are certain things where we cannot exercise our control like 100%. Some things are left to fate, some things are left to destiny. But in the case of overthinkers, the tragedy is that they feel that, if they think ahead of things, if they plan things in a way, that it's foolproof, it is like, I will never get hurt about, anything. If I plan in this way, then, they keep thinking and thinking and thinking, and the thought process is so magnanimous, in terms of planning, in terms of being overcautious, and whatever they take up, whatever for that matter they take up, they are so overcautious, and they are so consumed by the feeling that I should not get hurt. I should do something that, it will keep me safe from everything. So it's like, even when it comes to the dealing with people, they're like, if this person says like this, I will be ready with this answer. And if the situation is like this, I am going to behave in this way. I mean, they just, are good directors in their mind, and they're wonderfully making new movies. But hardly do they know that, things cannot be under your control every time, right? Now, I expect a person to talk something in a certain way, but if that person talks in something like, in some other manner, then, it is not like, I can plan things, or I can say that, okay, fine, I had planned. See, this person talked like this, and I gave him the answer, or I gave her the answer. Doesn't happen that way. You can't predict how the mood of a person is, or how the thought process of a person goes. So yes, thinking that we can think ahead of things and keep ourselves safe and secure is, it's not smartness. End of the day, you build up so much anxiety in your heart, you build up so much anxiety in your mind, that you stop living in the present. Can you imagine how disastrous that can be? I mean, instead of enjoying what is there right now, right in front of me, and whatever God has granted me and given me, if I stop looking at it and I keep on thinking that no, let me not waste my time in enjoying what I have got, and let me just keep overthinking and thinking, like, planning, what if this happens and I'm going to be ready with this, what if that happens, I'm going to be ready with that. I mean, just imagine, we are just kind of ruining our own moments in life. So yes, the first kind of evil of overthinking is that it comes with anxiety, and it builds a lot of anxiety in us. So to say a big goodbye to anxiety, it is better to say goodbye to overthinking first, because one thing we need to understand, that no matter how much we think, or no matter how much we overthink about anything, things can never be under our control. That is a very common thing that we need to keep in our mind, and that will save us from anxiety. Now, the second thing that pops up from this huge box of overthinking is that of trust issues. Yes, overthinkers don't confine their thinking just to themselves. They think on behalf of others. That is a given thing. It's like they're in any relationship, they're in any friendship, they are like, they think a lot about how the other person thinks, rather than concentrating and focusing on their own thoughts. Much of the time is gone in trying to understand what the other person is thinking, or what the other person is having the thought process like. And yes, that gives rise to trust issues, because they start doubting, like, the thought process of another person, and they start feeling that whatever I think is the ultimate thing, whatever I think is the right thing, and it looks like as if the other individual has got no capacity to think. And they come up with questions in a way, like trying to get the answers in a way that will satisfy their doubts about that person, which eventually will cost them the relationship, it will cost them the friendship. They don't realize that. They are trying to be overcautious, they do not have any ill intentions. Overthinkers never have ill intentions, but they are like, since they're thinking on behalf of others, it's like They have the set answers also for the questions that they prepare for them. And once they start shooting questions to them, it's like they are expecting those answers which they have in their mind. And if that doesn't happen, then quickly, their thought process will just get ignited, and it just goes haywire. Like, they start thinking so wildly at times. Like, they are like, oh, fine, so this did not fit in properly, so what else is going on in that person's mind? Should I trust or not? These are the kind of things that will come in their minds. And as I said, this will cost them all sorts of friendships, all sorts of relationships in their lifetime, because they lack the capacity to trust people. Because since they overthink, and the worst thing is that they do not see things as they are. That's their incapability to process things in life. They do not hold the capacity to just see the things as they are right in front of their eyes. Even when they see something, they do not take it, they do not believe it. They have their own solutions, and they have their own theories, the theories that will be going on regarding those particular things that they visually see or they hear from someone. They do not easily, the thing is, they do not trust anybody easily, because they are so they have filled their mind and their thinking capacity in such a way that they're very much engaged in thinking everything so overly that they miss the beauty of trusting others. So, as I said, they will start thinking on behalf of others as well, and they will start anticipating actions, they'll start anticipating words from other people, and when it doesn't fit into their equation, that is when they start doubting, and that is when they feel that, okay, fine, I cannot trust these people, or that is when the trust issues will start coming in them. So the only solution is, in such situations where you feel you have trust issues, where you feel you yourself, you are an overthinker, the only solution is, if you want to get rid of anything like this, the only solution is just be an audience. Do not think on behalf of others. It will not do good. It will not do any good to anybody. Be it friendship, be it relationship, it will not do good it will not do any good to anybody. And that is the reason why we need to show the capacity to just be an audience. No reaction, no response, no judgment, nothing. Do not overthink in situations, and do not think on behalf of others. If it is their thought, it is their thought. They will come up with words as well. Just you have to wait as an audience. Don't jump to conclusion that, oh yeah, this person is thinking like this, so this person is going to talk like this to me. No, they will not. They have their own individualistic way of thinking. They have their own thought processes. So just show patience, be an audience, see what the situation is throwing at you, and respond accordingly. Do not jump to conclusions, and do not stop trusting people unnecessarily. Build the trust in you, not just for other people, but trust your own instincts, and trust your own way of handling things. But not when you are having this thing in the background, like, I'm thinking on behalf of them. No, that is not our cup of tea. We need to believe in our own gut instinct, or we need to believe in our own way of thinking, provided we are thinking for ourselves, or provided we are thinking on the basis of what we are watching or what we are hearing. So we do not have the capacity to think on behalf of others, and if we do that, then we are inviting something as evil as trust issues in our lives. So yes, the second thing that we need to get rid of if we don't want to be overthinkers is that we must not develop trust issues in any matter or with any relationship or friendship that we are handling. An overthinker will not spare himself or herself as well. It's like they have trust issues, they have anxiety problem, and the third most evil trait of an overthinker is that that person has self-doubt as well. Yes, they doubt their own actions. It's like, again, they do not have ill intentions. No, they do not have ill intentions. It is just that they're again trying to be overcautious, everywhere. This is the only root cause for overthinking, and that is, they want to be overcautious, they want to be ready, they want to be prepared for any kind of situation, they want to be prepared to face any kind of people in their lives. So that drives them to think overly, and in the process they don't spare themselves, they start doubting themselves. It's like, they will think about a situation in a certain way, and if it doesn't turn out that way, and since they've already thought, right, they're overthinkers, means they'll think everything ahead of whatever is going to happen. So they are like thinking so much ahead of everything that even they don't spare themselves, and they start thinking, they have certain expectations out of their own self, and if that doesn't happen in a way that they have planned, then they'll start doubting themselves as well. They'll get into self doubt, which is again very disastrous, very dangerous. So if at all you feel you are an overthinker, and or if you have someone in your life, whom you feel is an overthinker, then be rest assured that they don't spare themselves also. They doubt themselves as well. They have a lot of self-doubt. They have, and although it's an evil, or although it's a bad trait of overthinkers, it is also a kind of goodness in them, because they're so overcautious not to hurt others. They're so overcautious not to be rough with others or harsh with others, that they restrict themselves in a way that that sometimes amounts to self-doubt. It's like, they do not show too much confidence, because they're always in the constant fear that, oh, if I talk like this, that person may feel bad, right? Or if I show this gesture, it might be wrong, right? Like, it goes on in their mind. They're so engaged with all such thoughts that ultimately will not allow them to live their life as someone who is authentic. They just forget their authentic self, and they start depending on trying to make things better, or trying to be overcautious not to hurt others, or trying to be very, very humble. Is okay, fine, humble is a good way, undoubtedly, but when you cross even that, when you go beyond that, when it comes to people pleasing as well, it's like, you're very overcautious not to say anything that might trigger someone, or that might hurt someone. So ultimately you are restricting yourself. You're not allowing you to be your own authentic self in any given situation, or with any kind of person that you interact with. So this causes self-doubt, and once you have the self-doubt, it will go on costing your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your self-worth. So it's very disastrous. Never give room to self-doubt in life. So yes, that is one of the evil of overthinking, and that is having self-doubt. I hope you liked today's content. Again, I would like to emphasize on the point that overthinkers are not bad. Overthinkers do not have any bad intention. It is just that they start building things in their own minds in a way that they never enjoy the present moments, and they build imaginary situations in the mind in a way that the reality is something else, but they've already cooked up things in their mind which will not allow them to be their authentic self, which will not allow them to come out of their anxiety, and obviously they build trust issues in life, and ultimately all these things will also lead to self-doubt. So the only solution for overthinkers, or the only solution when we ourselves get into overthinking, is that we must not build any imaginary situations in our minds, and we should just be an audience and see the reality with our own eyes and then respond to situations. Because it's like, even before that person wants to talk something, I'll have built up so much about that person, what he's going to talk or what she's going to talk, that in reality when I actually face that person, I am either overburdened with the anxiety that I have regarding that situation or that person, or I am having my own self doubts. So basically I don't interact properly and I don't actually enjoy the reality of things in life. So yes, overthinking is not a good thing, but yes, it's not like overthinkers are evil or overthinkers are having any ill intentions. It's just that it's a trait that stops us from being our authentic self, that stops us from being a person who can experience realities in life, because we have cooked up so much already in our mind that we are not ready to face realities in life. So yes, it is a good thing, it is the right thing to avoid overthinking in life. And these were the three evils according to me, that gives rise to overthinking. And obviously overthinkers have all these things as their traits. So we must be careful, we must be watchful of not getting into this process of overthinking in life. If you liked today's content, then please hit the like button, and also feel free to give your precious feedback in the comment section below. And I would love to read many things about this particular topic in the comment section. Whatever you feel is relevant to this content, please make sure that you share in the comments below, and let's have a fruitful discussion over there and build a beautiful community. I will be looking forward for all such conversations in the comment section below. So until next time, always please be positive and stay intelligent, and of course try and keep yourself away from overthinking, because yes, overthinking doesn't do real good for us in life. So thanks for watching the video and take care of yourself.